Hi everyone, today another recipe for you straight out the Andrew James Halogen cookbook, again for the old halogen oven here, and this one is going to be how to cook a toad in a hole. Alright, so we're going to, without delay, take you through everything, and you can see how to easily cook this cheaply in this here Andrew James cooker. I'm going to hand you over to Jan now, and she'll take you through it.
Right, as Al said, we're using the Halogen oven cookbook, and it's toad in a hole with parsley sauce. I'm not using the parsley, but there is the recipe there. Basically you need a red onion, 4 rashers of bacon, sausages, olive oil, and for the batter you need your plain flour, eggs, milk, and I use seasonal because I think that's fantastic. So we can get started now then. Right, when you use the halogen oven, you're going to need your low rack for cooking, heated to 200 degrees. I'm using this roasting tin. They say that you can use muffin tins. It depends what you can get a hold of, but I wanted to cook it all in together. You chop your sausages into 3, you chop your onion finely chopped, cut your strips of bacon down. You need 2 tablespoons of olive oil to drizzle over. And then we pop that into the halogen oven when it's heated through, and they recommend that you cook it for 6 to 8 minutes until the oil is very hot and the bacon and sausages are beginning to brown. Right, while that's cooking in there, I'm going to crack on with the batter mix, and it's to sift the flour, a little seasoning. As I said, I'm going to use the seasoning oil, and you need 1/4 pint of milk, or 150ml, 2 medium-sized eggs. So I'm going to crack on and make the batter ready to pour over. So I've mixed 125 grams of plain flour. I've sifted that in and I've added the seasoning. It's about 4.5 ounces. I'm adding my milk now. This is the way the recipe's saying. There's different ways of making batter. I'm sure you've all got your own methods, but I'm going to follow this recipe and see how it turns out. And I always find batter sometimes not as easy to make as other people. And then it's saying once you've done that, break the eggs into the flour and gradually mix it in. The recipe actually said mix the milk and break the eggs into the flour and then gradually mix the milk in. You can see I did it the other way around. I put the milk in first. That was a mistake on my part, but actually it's turned out all right. As I said, batter's not something I'm very good at, so this is going to be interesting to see how it turns out. That looks nice and smooth. Now you can see some of this is cooked, but what I'm going to do, I'm just going to turn it a bit because I don't like them when the sausages aren't brown. So I'm just going to give them a little turn. So I've kind of adapted the recipe a little tiny bit, and I'm now going to put that back on for a couple of minutes before I pour the batter on. So what I've done here is given it a couple more minutes just to, as I've turned them, and just to brown the other side. I'm now going to pour the batter mix on. Swoosh around, and then you cook for 25 to 35 minutes, so we need to keep an eye on that, and hopefully it will rise and it will taste gorgeous. So let's see what happens. Set the oven to 25 minutes, it's on 200, and off I go. This is it 10 minutes in. You can see how it's cooking. Now it's ready to come out. It's been on for the required time. It's not gone quite how I thought it would. I thought it might sink in the middle, but the one thing I'm not very keen on is the amount of fat that's still slurping around there. So because I think the bacon had fat on it, and obviously the sausages have fat, I think if I cook this recipe again I would just put 1 tablespoon of fat in. But while that's cooling down a little bit for me to cut, I've already steamed some vegetables to have with our meal, and I've got the cauliflower there, and I'm going to sprinkle some cheese over the top, And then I'm going to hopefully have some cauliflower cheese with my toad in the hole. So we'll use the heat we've got already acquired, pop that in there, and let's see what happens. In actual fact, I've left that standing for a couple of minutes and it's looking a bit more how I thought it would look. And when I tried to drain fat off, there was very, very little in there. You can see it's not even covered the bottom of the bowl. So, well, the proof is in the tasting of it now.
Ooh. Okay, well, the proof is in the tasting. Here it is, all dished up nicely. Plenty of gravy on, because I like plenty of gravy, and give it a lovely flavour and texture. I just got plenty of lashings of that. Alright, so usual thing, you know where to go, Derrickton33, all my videos, and now it just means enjoy. Superb.
Right, now the recipe wasn't specific enough for my liking regarding the dish to use. I did use this one, and I can see now it's so deep that the batter mix has just kind of gone to the bottom of it. So the top of it was amazing, but the bottom was quite stodgy. So this one comes with the halogen oven. So I would use this one next time, and I think if I use this one, then the sausages would brown more evenly because they'd have more space, so it would have solved both things. So I recommend if you do this recipe, you use a shallow dish to do it in.